Hello, everybody, and welcome back to part 2 of this weekend's Weekend Roundup. Again, this is where we cover all the mods newly released in the Giants Mod Hub for the week of September 2nd through September 6th. This part will cover the placeable mods and the script mods, with the exception of the Easy Development Controls mod. I did an independent video on that was previously released, and I'll put a little icon tickler up there in the upper right corner that will take you straight to that video once this video has been published. So let's start with the placeables. First up, we're going to take a look at the Hydrant Outdoor Silo Type A. The thing it means Type A, it's TPEA. This mod is by Vertex Design and is available for all platforms. So if we go to the placeables section and then silos, we'll scroll over here and we will see, they start right here, we'll see a huge list of various silos that we can put down. Now the ones that have this blue section, those are the actual silo. Ones that do not have the blue section are basically expansion silos. So we have this one here, which holds 15,000 liters, $5 per day, holds wheat, barley, canola, corn, oats, sunflowers, soybeans, lime, seed, fertilizer, and pig food. See, it is a fairly small little silo, perfect for a pig farm. You're going to buy bulk pig food, or if you want to use this as a seed storage silo, fertilizer storage silo. Pretty sure it said that it would hold those. Just check again. Yep, seed, fertilizer, and pig food. And then, of course, this is the companion expansion to that silo that you can put down here, which anywhere in the vicinity. So, and now basically double your capacity to 30,000 liters. Check our prices screen. We'll see that we now have silo. Let's get rid of this. Bought this silo when we were doing a different video. So you can see we now have 30,000 liter capacity silo. We have an 18,000 liter capacity silo. It would be just a little bit bigger. That one right there. And its companion expansion silo. Then we have a 20,000 liter silo with its companion expansion partner. We have a 25,000 liter silo and its expansion partner. And then finally a 31,000 liter silo. See these rotate on their center. And then its companion there. So again, we have 15,000, 18,000, 20,000, 25,000, and 31,000. This is where we tip in, and of course, pipe is where we're going to fill out. Pretty cool mod. I like how they are weathered, how they look, but these are going to be perfect for someone that just wants to put down some silos to store seed, bulk seed and fertilizer. See these being absolutely perfect for that. Bulk lime storage at the farm, perfect for that. Or storing a little bit of pig food at a pig farm, be great for that. You can either store individual food elements. Of course, if you play with the realistic mindset, then you could put down, let's see, we have a silo for corn, we have a silo for soybeans, a silo for wheat, and then a silo for, don't hold root crops. Basically, then you would have a 3 silo setup where each crop would go into each particular silo. There you go. Pretty cool little mod. Really like these. silo packs. Again, that mod is by Vertex Design and is available for all platforms. Next up, we're going to take a look at the American Fire Hydrant. This mod is by CS Modding and Anne Marie. This mod is available for all platforms, and we can find it here under Miscellaneous. It is $1,500 to buy, $5 per day. Let's put that down. It is. It's just like a fire hydrant you might see at the street corner in town. Depending on the fire hydrant and the municipality, may be painted different, but at any rate, there you go. See, we have a fill trigger basically in the front. You want to pull up alongside the big front valve there in order to fill your water. It's now basically a placeable water trigger. Pretty cool little mod. Let's go ahead and get a water tank. Not sure if this is free or not, so let's go ahead and just try. It's a vehicle set up here for a later demonstration. I like these little small type water triggers. They're perfect to put down next to a water trough if you like to basically manually water your animals. You don't have to worry about driving who knows where in order to get your water. Or if you just can't seem to find the water trigger on the map, it'd just be as convenient to plop down one of these little water triggers. Although from a realistic standpoint, any farmer that would be actually pulling water out of a fire hydrant, of any farms that would actually have a fire hydrant on them. So most farms are going to be located where there isn't municipal water. Looks like the water is free out of this hydrant. Very nice. Nice indeed. Next up, we're going to take a look at the metal barrier pack by Value FSH. This mod is available for all platforms. So we're going to find this here under placeables and then decoration. We have 3 metal barriers. We have a 4 meter, 5 meter, and 8 meter variant. Put down the 4 meter one. 5 meter. Let's rotate this. And it rotates on the sign there. And an 8 meter variant. There we go. Rustic, old looking barrier. Come up here, we left click to open the gate. Rotates very slowly. We have wonderful animation here on our crank, as if we are manually cranking this. Close the gate. Really cool indeed. I think the only thing I would like to maybe see is the trigger, instead of the trigger being over here. I would like to see the trigger over here by this handle. You have to actually get out, you have to walk over to this handle, then hit the trigger, as opposed to just being able to hit it from here. I'd like to be able to come over here to this handle, hit the trigger, and have it open the gate, as opposed to being able to do it from way out there. That is pretty cool indeed. See, I went ahead and actually tried to use it over there, even though I just said it wouldn't work. Really like the weatheredness and the worn and the dirt. These gates. Cool looking. Alright guys, that is the metal barrier pack. Sorry about that. That is the metal barrier pack by Value FSH and is available for all platforms. Next up, we're going to take a look at the HayWarehouse by Mo Eckenbauer. Yeah, This guy is kind of the scourge of my existence with respect to how to pronounce his name. Anyway, it's down there in the lower right of the screen. I'll be able to find this here under sheds. Go to the HayWarehouse, $20,000. Here. Nice open shed for the most part. Very thin metal slats as kind of sidewalls. Raise sides. Lower them back down. So. And it's basically just meant to be used to store hay, straw, whatever. You could put vehicles or implements in here if you wanted to. There's nothing keeping you from doing that also. Nice open shed, allows air to travel through. The things don't get dried out. Things don't get too hot. They are not quite dry. There you go. That is it. So that is all of the placeables in this week's mod releases. Now we're going to go and talk about a script mod that I am starting to really like. That is Universal Passenger. So in Farm Sim 17, there was the ability to install a passenger script into your mods. Passenger script would allow you to basically, in multiplayer, have more than one person in a particular vehicle. So you could drive and your buddy, who's on the server with you, could hop in the truck and ride along with you over to a field or to do a job, or just ride along with you around the map, or whatever. GTX has taken that concept to a whole new level and has basically written a universal passenger script that basically incorporates that passenger ability into all of the base game equipment. And also you have the ability to add this functionality to modded equipment should you so wish. So how do you use it? Let's look up here in the F1 menu. We have enter passenger seat. See where I'm at now? The driver's seat. Enter passenger seat, left shift C. Okay, now we've gone to an outside camera, and now I'm sitting over in the little passenger seat, squished in the corner. Go to camera view, you can see I am definitely over here, no longer in the middle. If I hit in, there's only one passenger seat. If I hit left shift Z, basically I exit the vehicle. If I enter the vehicle, there I am. That's the driver's seat. Left shift Z, now I am at the passenger seat. That's pretty cool. Of course, if I'm in the passenger seat, I can't drive the vehicle in any way. I'm just simply along for the ride. Now, there are other vehicles, obviously, in-game, other than just this particular tractor. And I wanted to show you how the passenger script has been incorporated into those vehicles also. Over here, I've got the New Holland harvester set up to harvest some corn. And we're going to go for a ride as a passenger. Jump in here, turn it on, hire help. Okay, see, we have hired some help. I'm going to hit left shift Z. And now I am riding along as a passenger. Hey, buddy. Oh, doing a great job. Keep up the good work. Okay, but we also now have the ability to hit in. Go to the next passenger seat. Now we are standing outside. Look, we are outside the cab now. watch all the events from outside. We can hit in again. Now we're in the back of the harvester. And go to the camera view, and now we are looking out from the back of the harvester. The exhaust, the engine. Pretty cool. Hit in again. It's going to take us back to our little side seat. Now if we hit left shift Z, exit the passenger mode, basically just kicks us out. So let's take a look at some of these other vehicles. We have a passenger seat on the train, left shift Z. Over here on the passenger side, it's kind of hard to see. We're seeing tractors, so let's hire help here. And now we're riding on the little side seat here in T5. Someone else is doing our seating for us. Pretty cool. Left shift Z. Just hop in it. Take back control. Pickup trucks. So we are in the driver's seat. Left shift Z. Now we are in the passenger seat. But we're not done. Hit N. Now we are standing behind the cab, the bed, on the passenger side, and also on the passenger side. How about the Hardy Rubicon? Right? How the Hardy Rubicon does as far as passenger seats. Left shift Z, side, as you would expect. In, we are standing on the side rail just behind the cab. And again, side rail more toward the back. In, and we're back into the passenger seat. About this sugarcane harvester. Left shift Z. Passenger seat. Then we have the outside view. Back to the passenger seat. And this one I have to say is kind of the funnest. Big Roadrunner truck. So we're in our driver's seat now. Left shift Z. We're in the passenger seat. Now we are actually in the sleeper, laying down. Just saw some TV. Driver's view. It's in the side window. And again, now we are actually in the sleeper, just sitting on the bed. A view that lots of folks never really see because we can't get back here and look at this sleeper cab. Left shift C to exit. You can also do left control tab to tab into another vehicle. So let's do that. Left control tab. We're tabbing through the passenger vehicle seats. Pretty cool. So guys, that is the universal passenger script available over at the Giants Mod Hub. And it works with any in-game vehicle by default. And it can be made to work with modded vehicles by going in and adding this functionality to the modded vehicle. Go to Vehicles. You can also go in here and specify who can ride along. Doesn't have a passenger. Here we go. So on seats that have passengers, You have universal passenger, all users can ride along. Only users within your farm, meaning if you're playing on multiplayer, only fellow farm members can ride along. Or you're just disabling that capability entirely on this particular vehicle. Alright, so now we are going to kind of break out of the game, and we're going to basically start talking about the 3 Seasons Geos that came out this week. First up, we're going to talk about the Montana Geo. So at the top here, you can see we have the standard Seasons Geo, and on the bottom we have the Montana Geo by IRL Modding. Now, the description on the FarmSim website says, in Montana, the summers are short and warm, the winters are freezing, dry, and windy. It is partially cloudy year-round. So what we really don't see here in this screenshot is the temperatures. We kind of see this, but we don't see the winter temps. I really don't know how a good way of showing that without kind of going through an entire year for a particular season. That's going to be kind of outside the realms of these quick weekend roundup segments. So we're just going to take a look on these geos at the planting and harvesting calendars. So at the top, you can see that we basically start the year in early spring. All of our ground temps are blue. It means the ground temp is too cold to plant in early spring, pretty much everything. That is not the case with the Montana Geo. We start out with some pretty warm ground temps. We're able to put in even sunflowers. I'm pretty surprised we can do that at 45 degrees Fahrenheit. If we look at the planting schedule, we're going to see that for our cereals, our wheat, barley, and oats, the planting and harvest schedules are pretty much in line with each other. Not a lot changing there. With canola, again, pretty much in line. Where we start seeing the changes, though, are the soybeans and cotton. We have a little longer planting schedule for our soybeans and cotton with the Montana Geo, and we have a little larger harvest window with the ability to potentially harvest cotton and, not cotton, but soybeans and corn, I should be saying, at the start of autumn, whereas with the base Geo, we can't do that until the middle of autumn. Just like the base Geo, we cannot plant cotton and we cannot plant sugarcane with the Montana Geo. And now we're going to move on over to the Denmark Geo. So again, on top we have the standard Seasons Geo, and now on the bottom the Denmark Geo. The Denmark Geo is by Realistic Farmers. Let's read a little bit of the description over at the Giants website about the Denmark Geo. It says the Denmark Geo is a mild and wet climate, which characterizes the weather of Denmark. With shady amount of proper harvesting time and a lot of rainy days, you will have to plan carefully and work hard to keep your farm afloat. Denmark Geo is for seasons, and it simulates the weather, of course, in Denmark. So let's compare this to the top Seasons Geo. You're going to see that the growth patterns are pretty much the same, as are the harvesting patterns. We do see some slight differences with respect to the planting schedule for wheat, barley, and canola, as well as potatoes and sugar beets. With the Denmark Geo, we can actually plant those in the middle of winter, whereas with the base Geo, we can't plant wheat, barley, or oats after the end of autumn. So that's interesting. We can actually plant those into the middle of winter with the Denmark Geo. The harvesting is pretty much the same. It's just, we're going to see a lot more rain, as the description said. And we really can't see what the percentage of rain is with respect to just comparing these two planting and harvesting schedules. We'd have to go through like a whole year with the Geo. But I think this gives you a general idea of maybe what you might be up against as far as, one, what crops you can grow, and two, how often or how much time you expect to be able to plant or harvest those if you have the weather that you need. Just like the base Geo, you cannot harvest or plant cotton or sugarcane with the Denmark Geo. And now we are into our final geo. Yay, we are nearly done this monumental weekend roundup video. Hot damn, hot diggity fucking dog. And now we're going to take a look here at the Herefordshire geo. This mod is by IRL Modding again. It says in the description, from mild winters and warm summers characterizes the weather of Herefordshire. There is a good chance of rain any time of year. Snow may be possible, but unlikely. You will have to plan your planting and harvesting. This is a geomod for seasons that simulates farming in the Herefordshire region, I guess, of the UK. So let's take a look here at the standard geo versus the Herefordshire geo on the bottom. You can see that overall the planting and harvest schedules are similar but not, right? So in springtime, the planting schedules are fairly similar. We can put sunflowers in as soon as we possibly can, as well as with respect to the ground temperatures, of course. We still have to wait for our soybeans and corn, but those are basically the only real change there with respect to the planting in early spring is the ability to put sunflowers in earlier than the standard seasons geo, again assuming that we have the proper ground temps. Just like the standard seasons geo, we can't put cotton or sugarcane in the ground, but the real big change here is with respect to the autumn and winter planting. As you can see with the standard seasons geo, we can start planting winter wheat, if you will, winter wheat, barley, and oats in late summer all the way through the end of autumn. But with the Herefordshire geo, we can plant starting late summer all the way through the end of winter. So basically, we could start planting wheat in late summer and not stop planting wheat until the end of spring. Pretty interesting. And that holds true for wheat, barley, oats, canola. Now, sunflowers we can start planting in the middle of winter all the way through the end of spring. And then also that holds true for potatoes and sugar beets also. The ability to start planting in the middle of winter and continue planting those crops all the way through the end of spring. Quite an interesting planting schedule this particular geo offers. And what we don't see here is, of course, the overall weather conditions, the percentages and chances for rain, as well as the general average daytime temperatures for the air and ground. But we do see that when we start in early spring of the first year, that our ground temps are below at least 41 degrees Fahrenheit with this particular geo. So guys, that is going to conclude part 2 of this weekend's weekend roundup. Gosh, I hope you guys enjoyed all of this. It was a lot to put together. And until next time, happy farming.